So you're never going to ask for good gifts if you don't think he's Father. You're going to ask him what you need to do. You're going to be like the prodigal son, and you're going to go into God and you're going to say, I believe I'll be as one of your hired hands. Show me what I need to do to earn my favor. Show me what I need to do to pay you back. And it's never been about what you can do to pay him back. It's always been about receiving the shoes on your feet and the robe on your back and the fatted calf and the ring on your finger, because you're worth it and you're worthy of it. And you've never met anyone yet that's not worthy of it. Now, I don't care how bad they look, how bad they act, how they talk. And how dare we as members of the kingdom decide who is and who is not worthy of the goodness and favor of God? If you were worthy, they're worthy. In fact, never forget that if you were worthy, maybe they're more worthy. That'll keep us walking humbly in the earth. And to say, if anyone didn't deserve this, Daddy, it's me. And yet you gave it to me, and if you gave it to me, you'll surely give it to that guy. And that's his goodness and that's his favor, and it's free and it doesn't cost anything. How about 2 Peter chapter 1? We could go all day long in the New Testament on what's yours for free, on what doesn't cost you anything, but I just want to give you a few. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 3, his divine power has given to us all things that pertain to life and godliness. How much has God given you that pertains to life and godliness? All things. There's nothing God did not put on the table for your life. There's nothing God is withholding from you pertaining to favor. His divine power has given all things that pertain to godliness through the knowledge of him who called us by glory and virtue. Look at 4. By which have been given to us exceedingly great and precious promises. You know what the English translation misses right here? It misses a possessive pronoun in the 4th verse. Here's how it would read in the Greek. By which have been given to us his own exceeding great and precious promises. They're his precious promises. They're the ones God made to Jesus. So if you can find Jesus receiving it, then you have found what you're qualified to receive. How much will it cost you? Nothing. Why? Because it cost him everything. Because he laid himself down and became a sacrifice on our behalf so that we could receive freely what belongs to us. All that stuff's fun. How can you not like preaching that? That's a glorious, that's joyful. Everybody gets excited. People get pumped up. They shout. They moonwalk across the platform. They're excited to receive righteousness. Why wouldn't they be? And then when you begin to dig in to follow me and flip the coin and go, what does it cost to follow? The gospel gets a little tougher. I said the gospel, not the receiving of righteousness, not the receiving of forgiveness. The gospel, which is what? King has come. Here's the problem. There are already kings on the earth. Dictators, rulers, presidents, governors, leaders, capitals of industry, bosses. From the smallest subset to the global set, we are a world full of Caesars and empire. And yet we are citizens of the kingdom of God. And we have a king, and no one can see him outside of his flesh, which is what? The church of Jesus Christ. And therefore our first allegiance as citizens of the kingdom is not to our country, to our state, to our city, to our elected officials. Our first allegiance is to our king, because that's what we signed up for. I follow first and foremost my king. I follow first and foremost my first allegiance. And it gets more difficult because there are costs associated with following Jesus. Righteousness and favor costs you nothing. Following Jesus will cost you everything. I'm not talking just about money or stuff, but I'm talking about the things valued in the kingdom you can see. The things valued in the kingdom you can see are no longer in your toolbox when you follow Jesus. Because following Jesus is action required. Think of it this way. You are righteous with no action required. You are a disciple with action demanded. Because following Jesus means watch how I do it, and then you do it that way. And that's fun when it's multiplying loaves and fishes. And that's fun when it's walking on water. And it's not fun when they pull a sword to come and get you, or they smite you on the cheek, or they mock you in the marketplace, or they take what is yours. And in the kingdom of the world, you already have a reaction closely associated to your culture, your heritage, and your emotions. And it's easy to justify any reaction as long as you're true to yourself, guarding what's yours, taking care of yours. But following Jesus demands that you leave that physical allegiance behind to accept the fact that some pains are yours to own because you belong to a higher kingdom. Some slights are yours to take because you have chosen to follow Jesus. Some smacks are requiring another cheek to be turned because your master, your Father, has shown you how to do that. Oh, there are costs to discipleship, and if we don't start to remind people of them, we might confuse which kingdom is ours. And because we've had a hard time seeing our invisible kingdom, I'm watching the church latch on to the kingdoms of the world and politicize the gospel of Jesus Christ.